Oh, wow, greetings. This is Mama Otey, also known as the Sister Otey. Want to give you an update here at growth site number 1. Very excited because tomorrow I'll be able to come out to this bed and start working inside of the bed. And so I just wanted to give you an update of what's happening out here on today. It's Sunday, I think it's May 24th. So I brought a little bit of water. This big container had some flower blooming solution in it. I put that in here. So I'm responsible for these 2 trellises. And I sowed some wildflower mix in here, and I put the morning glories. And you see the morning glories coming in, and the marigolds are coming in. That's going to be calendula. I see another little, I think that's the cosmos. Gotta wait. I don't know the sprouts yet of all the wildflower mix, because I didn't see them when they were babies, but I'm watching them this season. Same thing happening over here. I actually have beans. That's a bean. That's a bean plant. And there's beans over here. I sowed some beans in here, so we'll see. We'll see when they come up. I don't see any yet, but we'll see if they come up. Okay, this is the perennial section. If y'all been following me, you've seen this on numerous occasions. This is the perennial section. That's a bearded iris. That's a sage, garden sage. That's chives. That someone donated to me my first season here. Then we have some spearmint, some chocolate mint that's growing out of control. So whoever comes to help me, this is one of the things that we're always going to deal with this. We want it to stay as much and near this basket as possible. I need to take some pictures because y'all, the last pictures I took of this mint was barely in the basket, and now you see it all on the outside. See some volunteer from last season came back. These that you see are I'm always going to tell you, that's garlic. All the tall green things you see here are garlic. That's another task that the people that will be helping me can do, is I'll show them how to trim the garlic down. And that's mainly for aesthetics at this point. We leave enough green for it to keep growing. Okay, so this is the perennial section. There's going to be lots of beautiful wildflowers in here. We're going to add some more of the red mulch. Probably red, maybe go all over the whole bed because it's so pretty. And there's no dye. What they use to make it turn red is not harmful to the soil. As relates to dyed mulches, you want to think about the type of wood as much more than the color that they're using to dye it on. So anyway, this row, is it this row? This row right here is supposed to have carrots in here, I think. I think this is the row. Oh, I see some beets. So everything needs to get watered. I got a little bit of water on here only because I saw the things that might preach. It's like the only ones that got water were the ones that you saw already sprouting. Are those the ones that really needed the water? I got to look to see what I put on the ends. But I put some seeds on the ends of each row. I don't remember off the top of my head, and I don't recognize those sprouts. Someone watching the video may be able to recognize it because it's very distinct. So this section that I'm showing you now, I call it the green bed. This is where the cool crops are. So we have carrots, radish, already sown in here. So that must be what that is, because that's all I really put in these beds already was carrots and radish seeds. See them coming in? So each of these humps are going to have things sown on them. Like this is going to have, I'll call it humps. It's a grow mound. These would have the kohlrabi is going to be up here with this garlic. We have kale, spinach, broccoli. It's a lot of green things. You'll see it as we move forward. So all this section is where the green crops are going to grow. And the goal for this bed is the watermelon bed. So you see everything that's green in this bed. Well, not everything. I see some weeds. I see some morning glories. We're going to chop them back into the ground. I planted some radish. They're already coming up. Something's already eating on them too. This is called borage. It's an edible flower, but the bees really love it. The pollinators love it. So I had borage in this bed last season. So these are volunteers coming back. I also have a lot of sunflower volunteers because I had a sunflower. I always change the design every year. I may not change it after this season though, but I had a sunflower wall, and so these are the volunteers from that coming up. We're just gonna pull those and turn them back over into the soil. That's gonna be a little perennial bed. It has flower seeds in it, but it needs to be watered. This is going to be a honey hole, which has to do with fertilizing, and I'll share some more about that as we move forward in the season. So all of this is the watermelon bed, so I'm going to have to get a trellis along the inside of that hump because I have sugar babies that'll be able to climb up, and where I'm standing now is on the north side of the bed so that it won't be casting shadows on anything. Now what we have here, that's another barrage. Boy, it must have been a lot of rain because these things are everywhere. I also planted some radish on this little mound over here. Needs to be watered for those seeds to come up. But most of this is morning glories that are going to be harvested up in weeds. All of this is morning glories. These 3 humps are going to be where the not the cantaloupe, I really said cantaloupe. It was cantaloupe here this first season, but the cucumbers are going to go there. That's another little perennial flower section with the seeds are in there. They'll come up after they get watered. I need to add the straw right here. And so this is what I call the hot bed or the red bed. I really call it the hot bed. It's red on my map. This is where we'll have the tomatoes, bell peppers, hot peppers. I have an eggplant. This is the part of the section of this bed that gets the second amount of light. All right, so I wanted to just give you an update of what we have going on here today. I need to redesign my rocks. These are the ones that my grandbabies painted. I kept these here. Took the other ones over to grow site 6. But that's what's happening in this bed. Let me show you real quick. And these 2 trellises are my responsibility. So what'll happen is on our work days, one of the work days will be a day that I'm actually in my bed. I don't really have anybody to help me on those days yet. But we will weed around the bed. And I can weed inside the bed. Depends on who comes to help me. I don't know if they'll be able to recognize the weeds or not, but definitely there's plenty of weeding outside the bed to do. We also are responsible for watering from here all the way down. This whole section is our section to water. There's daylilies, raspberries, yarrow, lavender, grasses. It was a rose bush. I feel like they took the rose bush out. They take it out. Yep, some of these things need to, no, that's the rose bush, needs to be pruned. So my team was responsible for these sections and around our own water, around our own beds. Let me hurry up, 8 minutes. I want to keep it just under 10. The other thing I'm responsible for is the compost. So it's work to do. All of this needs to be shoveled and put down here. So all of this stuff is going to go in here. We're going to try to heat it back up. No, we're going to heat it back up. So there's some more things that she needs to do, she being the garden lead, but we're going to get it ready. It's going to take us more than one time to get this even going. So that's what's happening out here at growth site number 1. This is Mama Otey, also known as the Sister Otey, here in Aurora, Colorado, which is more than a mile high in more than one way. Just teasing. That big old tall onion plant over there. I've been looking at that for 2 seasons now. All right. Peace. Let me see what else I'm going to tell you before I hang up. Got 2 little daylilies over there, but I'll give you more details about what's in each section as we come back. All right. Peace and love.